Welcome back, Brood. It's your Papa Time Runner 10th. Before we start this video off, I want to give a shout out to Melvin, one of my subscribers. We've managed to get to best friends and become lucky best friends. So hopefully, once this pandemic has ended, we will be able to meet up and do a trade. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, you're never going to be able to please everybody. But I think from what I've seen lately, most people aren't happy with quite a few things in the game. I mean, that's not unusual, you know. But there's a couple of things I want to talk about. And one of them is being the changes that are being made to the game, whilst we're still in the midst of a worldwide pandemic. And then the other is being the new 12-kilometre egg pool. And just the 12-kilometre eggs in general. I was going to film this outside, but it's really windy outside, and I couldn't find a good place to record. So unfortunately, it's going to be a boring me sat in my house, getting 10-kilometre eggs from stops now. Where I've got 3 today, and it's been 5s and 2s for forever, and now it's 10s. Dang it. So yeah, the red eggs are the strange eggs, or the 12-kilometre eggs, and we're going to talk about those. So, well, let me tell you what I think. First of all, about the changes. For me, the changes Niantic implemented during the lockdown was some of the best they've made to the game so far. Not walking for PvP, which I am at rank 9 now, but it's not much of an achievement considering it's so easy to get to rank 9. But yeah, so they're not walking, and the remote raiding, that was another huge thing that they've done. And they reducing the distance to hatch eggs, which for a long time became the norm for quite a lot of players, because you didn't have to walk as much distance to hatch your eggs. So you can imagine, everyone's surprise when they decided to change the distance back to normal. And for us in the UK, we're going through another big spike of positive tests of people testing positive for COVID. So, why would they decide now to increase the distance you have to walk again, when they had it as a shorter, the half distance? People will have been hatching more eggs, will have been needing to buy more incubators. So they're essentially, losing out on money. I know people will still buy the incubators, regardless, but they would have been obviously buying more with the reduced distance, and they're also putting the people who are going out to walk that extra distance at more risk. So it's very silly, I think, especially, like I say, during this time. And while you're still not having to walk to play PvP, it feels like a very strange choice, especially when they've put the distance back up on the X. I know at the minute now it's a quarter distance, which is really good. But now they've introduced 12-kilometre eggs to us, and I know for people who use super incubators, it's not going to be much of an issue. Walking that reduced distance, that's going to be fine for them. A lot of the people who play Pokemon on YouTube, they will use money through patrons, or if they get AdSense or whatever, and they're maybe not spending as much personally. But for me, I'm literally just using the one free incubator, and when this event ends, I will have to then walk 12 kilometres which today I have walked 12 kilometres. So I will have hatched one egg, which, I have actually hatched two eggs today. So, do we want the Pokemon? Yeah. Do we want to have to walk 12 kilometres to get one Pokemon? I mean, sure, but not now. not when not when we're having to go out and wear face masks and avoid people. And the places, if they are crowded, it's not somewhere we want to be going. So it's an odd choice from their side. But I imagine they'll still make money from people wanting to try and hatch the strange eggs. So for them, I don't imagine it's going to be much of an issue, as much as it is for us. So, and also, let me add to that remote raiding is the best feature they've added to the game. And I mentioned earlier on, but I feel like it is pretty much the best thing they've added for quite a long time. It should mean less bans from spoofing, as people can use Facebook to and Discord to meet people from around the world and organise raids, and you'll be buying passes still, obviously, and it's kind of, I suppose, cheaper if you're just buying single premium passes to buy 3 of the remote ones, because you're saving 50 coins. But it should help people to be able to do international raids as well, when before, if they didn't, or didn't want to spoof or couldn't spoof, and never travelled, then they didn't have the opportunity to. But now they do, and it's a really good thing. But I do think at some point it would be nice if we had a box containing remote raid passes, because like a remote raid pass box, so you could get your 16 remote raid passes, or 10 remote raid passes, or whatever they want to do, because obviously it changes, but they could do it as a fixed thing. They have had 4 boxes before, so I don't see why they can't do that. But yeah, something like that would be good. So now we're going to talk about the 12-kilometre eggs. And for me, when I first started watching, the YouTubers, I'd heard about the eggs obviously coming out. I was excited, waited for the first YouTubers to put their videos on, and then my stomach dropped, because I thought, great. We all feel that same thing when we've been expecting something to be really good. When we've walked a 10-kilometre egg only to hatch a Phoebus or a Sork in the UK, we get those regularly in the wild, but have one from a 10k egg, or an Aloma Mola, or any of the 1-star raid bosses that pop out of the 10k eggs. You feel disappointed because it's not something cool. Even if it's shiny, I mean, I wouldn't mind a shiny Clink, definitely. But even if it's something that is shiny, but you could still get it from a raid or in the wild, I think it's a little bit crap. It's one of those things where you think, oh, I've wasted my time. But now we've got to walk 12 kilometres to be able to hatch stuff. But not only 12 kilometres, we have to do 6 grunts. So, some people struggle with some of the grunts, and they might not have the right Pokemon, might not have the best, might have the best Pokemon, but might not be powered up. And for newer players, this is going to be a real struggle to be able to do 6 grunts, then do a leader, and remember to have space in your bag to be able to get the egg. Then you have to walk 12 kilometres to get a Trubbish, which, it's just really disheartening. It really is. And I know a lot of people have been wanting the addition of deleting eggs to be put in the game, which I now feel should be a feature that is in there. So if you are full, um, and you are spinning a stop, or you are spinning a gym, or you are doing, you're collecting from a leader, it will say egg space is full. Do you wish to delete any? I know it might take up a little bit of extra time for people when the spinning stops, um, but even if it's not a feature at that point, even if it's something where you can, um, you can delete the eggs from your menu going in. So obviously not the items, god damn it. But from this bit here, you could click and hold on the egg. Do you wish to delete it? Then, or it's just something to be able to make it easier for us to get the eggs that we want, without having to slog. And then if you miss that opportunity, then you've got to do the 5 leaders, 6 leaders again, sorry, 6 grunts again, and then the leader. So, 7 battles. And when the event's not on, trying to find leaders. I know now where I live is, I can see, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 stops, 13, 14 stops, whereas before it was maybe 3, so I have 14 stops around me, and on a good day when the rocket event's on, you might get quite a few, but you're gonna have to walk sort of like backwards and forwards quite a lot. um, I can kind of just nip out and go, pop across the road if it's a stop up here, for instance. It only takes me like a minute, to get to these ones. It might take me a couple of minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, but then it might despawn, so you could be waiting a while. And obviously, yes, at the minute there are balloons regularly, and then they do the 6-hour balloons normally, and that's fine, that's great. You can do it, and I know it's not meant to be something you can kind of grind out really, really quickly unless you're in like a heavily Pokestop populated area, in which case then you could probably grind them out really quickly. But then you're not going to be able to grind it out if you're having to walk 12 kilometers on a normal incubator, unless you're buying super incubators. So yeah, it's a really crap situation for rural players who have very few stops. May potentially be relying on the balloons to get the grunts and the leaders. And people such as myself, like I say, who only have the 1 incubator. Which again, as just a little side note, I think Niantic should have given an extra one, an extra unlimited incubator for people when they hit level 40, so you can have 2. It's not hard. It's just 1 extra one. It's going to mean we can hatch 2 eggs instead of 1. There's nothing you really get for level 40 that is good. But I think the ability to be able to have another incubator, that would be nice. That would be cool. So yeah, I wanted to say, like, for me personally, like, today there was not. I mean, like I said, 14 stops. None of these stops had a leader on it this morning. So I had a radar, and a balloon came, so I did the leader, and then there was 6 stops that I could do pretty quickly, so I did, and then I searched for a leader stop, and there wasn't one. I pretty much had to walk where the Pokestop is in the top. I had to walk about 4 times that distance before I found 1 leader, and that is the only leader in the area. So I've done a few today, but only because I've done 2 balloons, and the 1 leader that was like a 10, about 10 to 12 minute walk away from my house, which is why I've done like 12 kilometers. So yeah, like even for me, I would have to go to the city centre to be able to kind of find enough grunts, and then walking around, and I've moaned too much about it already. And another thing is I really struggled for the leading up to the community day, because I'm not really prepared. So it was like, you know, the day before I had no balls at all, and then I'm having to keep one space free for a leader, which again, it was only the 3 kilometers, but having to remember to keep that space free, and then when I've got the egg, spin as many stops as I can, before I hatch the next one, to be able to keep the spot free, so let's get more eggs. So it meant on community day I did a lot worse than, you know, on the Magikarp one, for instance, where I caught 700 plus Magikarp and got 100% one. I caught probably, I don't know. I could work it out because I took a screenshot of my catches for, oh my god, Charmander. Obviously from the Pokedex, and then I could check it afterwards. But I'm going to assume it's going to be around 400 or something, so a lot less, because I was just having to run out of balls and then wait till I got a leader, then do the leader, then start spinning. And yeah, I know it's my own fault for not planning, and you know, but I kind of feel like it's like the layering of events as well. And if I was in the position where I could delete eggs, then it wouldn't have really even mattered, you know. And obviously we've spoken a whole ton about the eggs, but I've not actually said what is in them. So the pool is Larvitar, Scraggy, Trubbish, Dino, Poniard, Volibee, Sandile, and Absol. So far, I've watched a few YouTubers like ProPlanty, PokeAK, and their hatch videos, and it seems like Trubbish definitely is the most common. But for some people, they're getting a good mixture. I can't remember my actual how many I've hatched. It's definitely more than 10. I think it's around about 12. But so far, I've had 2 Trubbish, which is pretty good odds. 1 Poniard, 2 Volibee, and Absol, 2 Scraggy. Then the rest have been Larvitar. So for me, Larvitar seems to be the most common. And everything else is like a little spattering, except for Sandile, which I haven't had a single one of yet. And you know, the disappointment of hatching a Trubbish, which it shouldn't be in the eggs. There should be something bad in there, obviously, but I honestly don't think it should be. I mean, the Absol's bad enough. Like, Absol was in 10k eggs. Why is it in 12k eggs now? Why do we have to walk an extra 2 kilometers to get Larvitar and to get Absol? Why do we have to walk 12 kilometers to get Trubbish? So, and Dino, they were in the 10k eggs as well, I believe. So why are we having to walk further for things that we didn't want to? Obviously, we did want to hatch the Dino from the 10k eggs, but Absol and Larvitar, for me personally, didn't care about them. Got enough. They're in raids. You know, if you really want one, you can get them. You can get them in the wild in some places. So I don't understand the reasoning behind it. So yeah, sort it out, Niantic. I mean, if we all complained, they'd listen. But you know, it'd be in as much as, oh, they've listened. We've got a makeup day when we've had a really bad event, and you know how bad the makeup days are. So they don't even replace them with other crap Pokemon. So I suppose it's just suck it up and see. There's a very slim chance they might do something. So now I've finished babbling on. I've been pretty lucky today, to be honest. I got this earlier on. Not great IVs, but not too bad. That was pretty nice from Arlo. And then I got this as well on the way to do the Arlo, which was it Arlo? Was it Yeah, I think it was Arlo, yeah. So yeah, pretty good day for shinies. Got some alright shadows. I've been trying to get the Teddy Ursa, but a good one, should I say, but I've still not come across one yet. They've all been garbage. Keeping some of these dealing to try and trade to get a lucky one. I got my Shadow Skarmory, which is going to be my next PvP one when it comes back around again for the Great League. I know it's not the best IVs, but it's pretty good. I'll use that. And it's Shadow as well, and we all know how good it is as a normal Pokemon, so it's just going to be even better. I've managed to pull 2 shiny Giratina, which is really good. This one's a good one, the other one's a bad one, but I have a lucky trade with a friend. We've both got bad ones, so we're going to trade them. So fingers crossed we get something good. The new shiny Spinder form, which I literally got, I've had one of the new tasks, and I was like, oh no, and I failed. I kept missing the fourth or the fifth, great curveball in a row, going over and over and over and over, and finally I did it, and I get a shiny for it, so I was kind of happy. I managed to get myself a 98 during the community day, which I was extremely happy with. I was obviously looking for the hundo as everybody was, but managing to get, I only had 96s before, so it's better. I also spent a Elite Charge TM to give it Blast Burn, so it now has the Dragon Breath Community Day move, Blast Burn Community Day move, and Dragon Claw. So that is going to be either, I know obviously the IVs aren't great for the bottom 2 leagues, but I'm thinking either Ultra or Master, probably Master, and just power it up. I'm trying to get to 4 million status before I start spending anything, but it's not too bad. I could power up to 100% to max level even. We'll see. I'm 100k away from 4 million, so yes. And I evolved a lot of Charizard, even just bad ones, just for people to trade if they've done the same thing. Hopefully it'll go better, potentially lucky. If we've got some lucky trades and people want it, then yeah. Let's have a look at this one. I need to check these IVs, but I think that's maybe good. I think I maybe want the defense, and the HP swapped around for Ultra League, but I'll have a look. I screenshotted a chart. Yeah, so I think that's everything from there. I also wanted to mention, oh no, Pokemon Go news is gone. No. Ah well, whatever. It was it was all the new Halloween stuff. Galarian Ponyta is going to be out. Potentially shiny as well, I think. A Galarian Yamask. A few of the Galarian forms, new avatar items, things like that. It was gonna be fun just to have a quick look through, but go look for yourself. Pokemon Go news. I can't be bothered to search on Twitter. And yeah, we're gonna call it now. 25-minute video. Thank you if you've listened all the way to the end. I'm really sorry for it being such a crap visual video, but yeah, walking around and reading what I've written, it was going to be a nightmare. So yeah, thank you. Stay safe. Eat plenty of rocks. Grow big and strong. Tarantanth out.